right, well, here we are, day 3, and we're rapidly getting towards the end of the Inman Connect conference in New York. So I thought it'd be nice to catch up with Kylie Davis, who's been working so hard over the last few days, catching up with so many people, going to as many sessions as she possibly could, and doing a fabulous job. Kylie, thanks for all your great work. And
thanks for having me.
It's such a buzz, and I know that we're going to come down from this.
Yes.
But as we speak, it's snowing outside, so it's just a wonderful time to enjoy New York.
Yep.
So once again, thank you for all your great work, and I know we've really enjoyed having you in the show.
Thank you.
Kylie, just as an interesting point, what have you gleaned? Kylie Davis, what can you tell us?
So I think there's 4 kind of key trend or themes that have come out of the conference, and looking at sort of both the technology and the people stuff that is coming out of it, and they all start with V, happily. So the first one is voice. So we're hearing the trends around sort of voice activation, voice commands, the rise of Google Home, and how that's all, how it's becoming easier to use technology, because instead of having to work out the operating system, all we have to do is speak to it.
And it's so much easier, let me tell you, from someone who can't do this.
Yeah, hallelujah. And also because all of our eyes are getting wrecked by peering into small screens, so it's great. And so that whole natural recognition. The next one is around visuals. So it's and this is like an emerging trend, but it's the rise of photography. And look, and we've known for a little while that the importance of photography. Instagram's kind of put photos and beautiful imagery on our list, but I met some guys from RestB AI, and they are basically sucking the data out of imagery, which is a really exciting thing, because until now, photos have always been a black box. So you needed a human to look at the photo to say, oh, that's a brick house, or that's a weatherboard house, or that's a kitchen with a marble bench top, or that's a kitchen with tiles and things like that. But what this new AI is doing is looking at photos and identifying the features in it, and then those features become a data stream. And so that's really exciting for agents, because for franchise groups, because what that means is all of those listing photos that you have in your library are basically an amazing source of data about the features of homes, which can start to really let us do amazing things with them. You can search by, I want to find a 4-bedroom home with a European kitchen. I don't want to know about it if it doesn't have a European kitchen. You can start to search for properties by European kitchen or open plan flow or stuff like that to date has been really patchy in how we capture stuff.
And that's a necessary step along the way to things like Rita, as an example, making Rita more intelligent.
Yeah.
Hi Rita, I'm looking for or hi, Google or whatever, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom brick home. They can identify from the photograph the style.
Yeah,
so it's making everything more intelligent.
And after identifying the fact that it's a feature, well, what's the condition of that feature? Is it in excellent, condition, or is it in poor condition? And there's not an agent on the planet that is ever going to sit down with a photo and start to type in the details into a spreadsheet or into a database about that kind of stuff. But the AI is basically doing it really ridiculously quickly and with enormous scale. So that's really exciting.
Voice and visual. What's next?
So after visual comes video, which hardly a trend because it's been around for so long.
Yeah.
Except we're now at the point where you can't get away from it. And if you're not doing it by now, then you're actually starting to get into the laggard territory. You're no longer just kind of in the bell curve. So people are, using video. We're all using video to understand things more quickly, to get up. It's a great way of sharing information, and agents really need to be doing it a lot more. And then the 4th one is not a tech trend, but it's kind of the glue that brings this stuff together, which is values. And so what I think we're seeing in technology and real estate at the moment is this connecting of how we adopt technology is really connected to the people conversations that we need to have. So technology is either going to amplify our bad behaviour or enhance and enable and scale our good behaviour. And we have a choice around that, and that comes down to a lot of the time to leadership and to empathy and honesty and self-awareness and emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence has been a really big theme of the conference too, around if you know yourself, then identifying the technology that you want to use and be committed and disciplined to using it properly is actually all kind of connected together.
You know what amazes me is that the 4 V's you've given us, there's nothing new. It's all old school. You look at voice.
Yeah.
You know, we've had voice forever.
Yeah.
Visual, photography. What was the other one? There was video.
Yeah. Well, video's been around.
Video's not
We've been
new.
told
We've
it
been
for
banging
years.
on to and values.
Yeah.
There is nothing new in there. It's interesting that there's another V that wasn't included, and that was virtual, which is really, you know, so much of what we've been talking about, but it's not one of the outstanding features. So the thing that occurs to me is that we're getting back to some of the old ways of work. No, that's a bad phrase. No, we're getting back to some of the tried and proven ways of communication, just basic communication and setting up some values.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating conference. I think it's actually around about how do we reimagine old conversation or old ways of doing things in a new environment, and how do we take the best out of what we've always done and really scale that and do it and share it with more people so that we can, you know, grow our businesses and just improve real estate. Like, if this technology, all it does is actually make more viral the worst stuff that we do, then it's not helpful and it's not useful to us. We'll only end up, disrupting ourselves faster. It's actually all about how do we do the best that we can always do and do that much more frequently and to more people.
Kylie, thank you so much. Once again, thank you for all your great work, and congratulations on what you're doing with your own business too. Going well for you?
I'm having a ball. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, picking up a lot of tips here too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Kylie, thank you for being with us. Enjoy the little bit that's left of Inman Connect.
The last,
and no doubt we'll catch up back in Australia and have coffee and share some thoughts. But I think when we come down to ground, we'll realise just how much of a great experience this has been.
Yeah, and how much we've learned. I think sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to actually filter through all the things that you've picked up.
The only advice I'd give anyone coming is that make sure you come a few days early, get yourself used to the environment. Don't fly in for the conference, because believe me, it'll knock you over.
No, it will. The jet lag at 3 p.m. always does you in.
Yeah, it certainly does. Kylie, thank you. Congratulations on what you're doing, and thank you for all your work here too.
Thank you, Kevin.